You might hear double for a second before I mute it. Okay, we are live.
I think Olive has
Olive?
a question. Sorry, I always say my questions at the wrong time, but um it's gonna start at 11:30, right?
Yes. So we have plenty of time. I'm just starting the live stream early so that we have enough time to make sure it's working correctly so we can start on time. Let me pull that over here. Okay. Alrighty. And Olive, I sent that link out to your dad and to the overall family section. So all of your parents should have access to it. Okay. Now we get to just kind of hang tight for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and all of you can turn your cameras off if you'd like, and you can just chill. I do want you to stay close by because we are going to start in 10 minutes. So if you want to go get a drink of water, you absolutely can, but make sure that you're here by 11:30 CST. That's when we're going to start sharp. Okay, so go get some water, go to the bathroom, get a cough drop, whatever you need to do, go for it, but be ready to come back. All right, campers, can you go ahead and turn your cameras on so that I know you're here? Fantastic. Good to see you guys. You ready to begin? All right. So we'll give it just a couple more seconds to allow the rest of the parents to click on the link, and then we will start the award ceremony. You guys can go ahead and turn your cameras back off. And when it is your turn to share your speech, then you'll turn them back on. Perfect. All right. Let's go ahead and begin our awards ceremony. Thank you, parents, for joining us today. And thank you, campers, for all of your hard work and dedication that led us to this final event here on the last day of camp. We're going to briefly go over some discussion of what we've done, what we've accomplished this week. I will give a brief description about some future opportunities for the campers to pursue their debate and their public speaking skills. And then we will go into the showcase where the students will present their persuasive speeches that they've been working on for these past 2 weeks. So, first, my name is Abbie Speed. I am the senior instructor here at Capital Debate. I have been an instructor with Capital Debate several years, and every year is a fun new opportunity for me to work with all these different students and to increase their skills in both the spontaneous debate format and in public speaking. I am a PhD student at the Texas Tech University, and I am specifically studying communication. So, one of my fortes, one of the things that I teach to all ages is public speaking. It's a skill that I have developed over many years and that I really do enjoy imparting to future students. And I can tell you that this group in particular has picked up on these skills so fast. It has been very impressive to see. So, what are the things that we have worked on? We have grown in a lot of ways, including working through how to properly communicate ideas, especially persuasive ideas. We've talked about a little bit about leadership and community. We've built some friendships together, a lot of team building, and we talked about character. We did a lot of introspection, looking at what type of person are you? What are the things that come naturally to you? What are the things you might need to work on a little bit? Some things that you have to put conscious effort into, and how does that influence your ability to be persuasive or a strong public speaker? All of those things have come together to create a truly stellar public speaker and debater out of every single student in this class. Additionally, all these skills that we have learned expand far beyond just the classroom and beyond a public speaking standpoint, but they can be very effective in future success in lots of arenas. And we've talked a lot about that, especially with certain skills like critical thinking and research and confidence. So, with that all out of the way, let's go ahead and begin our awards ceremony where we will talk about each individual student and the things that they have especially excelled at. This little award ceremony is sponsored by Ophelia the Optimistic Owl, who has served as our mascot for this week's camp or these 2 weeks at camp. First, we have Akshara, who was our debate champion. She accumulated the highest point value for each of her individual debates. Akshara has excelled in many ways, but I think that her greatest strengths is that she is extremely good at structure and organization. All of her speeches and all of her debates have followed very easy, clear formatting, and she was able to direct her words in a way that was easy for the audience to follow and easy organization for her opponents to be able to refute. So well done, Akshara. Next, we have Olive. Olive is a champion at nonverbal communication, meaning her gestures, her vocal inflections, basically the way that she presented her speech. Of course, her words were also very powerful and her organization was also stellar. But I think that really what her true strength was is in the way that she was able to carry herself in each and every debate and speech that she has given. So well done, Olive. Next, we have Avni. Avni came into this camp with quite a bit of debate experience already, and it definitely showed. And I think that this week she was really able to perfect her pathos appeal, which is emotional appeal to the audience. She started out with a lot of fantastic skills like her nonverbal communication, her gestures, her presence, her energy. But I think that really what she excelled in for these 2 weeks is really learning how to hone in that emotional appeal, both in her voice and in the examples that she used to back up her points. It was very inspirational to see how she made so many compelling arguments that were very difficult to argue against. So well done, Avni. And lastly, but not least, we have Emerson. Emerson is incredible with her vocal inflection. She has always been very great with her pauses, with her pacing. But I think that where I've seen the most growth for Emerson has been in her ability to manipulate some of the vocal intonation that she adds, such as raising and changing her pitch, changing her pace, changing her volume, emphasizing specific words. Just the way that she uses her voice to emphasize her points was extremely powerful and awesome to see. And I definitely saw a lot of growth in that just in a matter of 2 weeks. It was very inspirational. It made her points so much more impactful. So well done, Emerson. And that's everybody. So now I'm going to briefly talk about some future opportunities for these students to excel in public speaking and debate, because I think every single student here has the potential to make it very far with public speaking and debate if they want to. Additional opportunities for you to get involved, we have a link here to a parent survey where you can contribute your thoughts, your ideas, your opinions, and feedback about how we've done for the past 2 weeks with your children. We also have a student survey for Akshar, Avni, Olive, and Emerson if you would like to use these links to submit your own feedback about your experience and how you felt about the overall camp experience. And I can get these links to you via email if you would like me to. Next, for today only, so this final day of camp, we are providing a major discount for any future camps you might want your children to participate in. So we are offering $300 off an in-person camp next year. And those camps are going to be located all over the United States, and you can look at our Capital Debate website to find the exact locations and dates for those. And here is the coupon code if you would like to participate in those in-person camps. After today, the alumni savings coupon code is only $100 off, but that's still a major discount. So if you would like to take your time to think about it, then you'll still be able to use this code for a discount. We also have the Club Debate League, which is kind of the upper levels, which I think that all of these students here are more than capable of participating in. And this is a weekly online team meeting offered Tuesday or Wednesday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. or 8:10 Eastern Standard Time. There are 4 quarters offered each year, which have 2 virtual tournaments per quarter. So for this 2 weeks, we only did 1 virtual tournament. Club Debate League offers 2 of those. We also have specialized weekend workshops for Club Debate League that are offered on Sundays, where we provide new topics to practice our debate format. It's very, very similar to the debate camp that we've done this past 2 weeks. It's just kind of accelerated and it's expanded so that it is a longer period of time. And it's an opportunity for you guys to reach out to people all over the world and all over the US and contribute to a very similar format to what we've done today. So if students, you really enjoyed this, then here's a way that you could get involved over the course of the school year as well. It's a great opportunity if you don't have a local debate club for you to contribute and participate in a virtual one. And then we're going to move on to our showcase. If you have questions or comments, or you want to learn more about some of the opportunities that I described briefly in that kind of informational presentation, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or a member of the Capital Debate staff, and we would be more than happy to discuss future opportunities for these students to contribute and to pursue their debate careers, basically. But I think that it is time for you to see exactly what we have created in the course of the past 2 weeks. The past 2 weeks have been divided into kind of two different sections. We've had the debate tournament where we have different topics that we are pitted against another student, and you have the same topic. We have pro and con, and we tackle that debate in a spontaneous format. But the other part of camp that we have discussed is persuasive speeches, where you have more time to develop, to practice, and to create a persuasive speech about topics of the students' choosing. And we are presenting today those persuasive speeches. They're approximately 4 minutes ish each, and they are about topics that the students felt passionate about trying to persuade the audience to agree with their point of view and their opinions. We're going to follow the same format as I showed you in the awards ceremony with Akshara, followed by Olive, followed by Avni, and then Emerson will end out our showcase. Once the showcase is completed, I will end the live stream and I will ask for the students to stick around for just a little bit so we can wrap up camp and then we will end the day early. Again, please feel free to reach out to me through the email that I sent out or to any of the members of staff at the Capitol Debate website. All of them are more than happy to help you, and we have lots of resources to get you more information about anything that I've discussed today, including the parent and student survey links. So without further ado, let's jump straight into our showcase. We're going to begin with Akshara. So if you could turn your camera on and you can begin your your persuasive speech whenever you are ready.
Have you ever tried to learn something when your phone kept buzzing with messages and notifications? It can be really hard to focus when your phone is constantly going off. And for students, this is a big problem that, if not resolved, can lead to a decrease in academic performance and an increase in anxiety. Therefore, phones should be banned during school hours in elementary, middle, and high schools because it harms students' mental health and distracts from learning. Phones can negatively affect students' mental health and self-esteem. According to a 2023 social media advisory by the US Surgeon General, social media has the potential to harm the mental health of children and adolescents. Frequent use is associated with changes in parts of the brain related to emotions and learning. It can also affect impulse control and social behavior. When students have phones at school, they could spend time checking social media. According to the Columbia University Department of Psychiatry, seeing mean comments, pictures of photogenic people, or being left out of group chats can make students feel anxious or not good enough. Banning phones can lead to a healthier learning environment where students feel much more confident of themselves. I saw this happen with my friend Emma. One day at lunch, she accidentally sent a mean text to her best friend. He read it, didn't say anything back, and just blocked her. During math, she kept checking her phone over and over again, freaking out. She was super stressed, and just one message ruined her entire day. When things like this happen, it's hard. Phones can make us feel worried, especially when drama is constantly coming our way. If phones weren't allowed in school, students could spend more time feeling calm and focused rather than worried. School would be a better place for everyone. Secondly, phones are a big distraction that play a huge role in reducing academic performance. According to the National Center for Education Statistics in 2025, more than half of public school leaders, 53%, feel that their students' academic performance has been negatively impacted by cell phone usage. This shows that many teachers and principals have noticed that phones make it hard for students to focus. When students use phones in class, they could be texting, playing games, or checking social media instead of paying attention. Even just having a phone nearby can make it tough to concentrate. Because phones distract students, their grades can drop and they might struggle to keep up in class. Additionally, according to Da Vinci Design High School 9th grader Matthew Farias' interview on NBC News, he received over 150 texts per hour from his peers during school in Los Angeles. He said that while teachers and administrators have put lenient policies in place, they're ignored. I wish they would be completely banned from the classrooms. It's a big distraction, said the 9th grader. I have a phone, and I'm only supposed to use it to communicate with my parents in an emergency. This student reports receiving over 150 texts per hour during school, showing how phones distract students despite lenient policies that were put in place. A phone ban would stop students from getting distracted by texts and constant notifications. When students focus, they retain and understand information quicker. All in all, phones should be banned during school hours in elementary, middle, and high school because it can harm students' mental health and distract from learning. Students, the next time you walk into school, I urge each and every one of you to put your phones away, to protect your emotional health, and to stop distractions. Thank you.
Well done, Akshara. Thank you for presenting that speech. You can go ahead and be seated and turn your camera off. And next we'll hear from Olive. Go ahead and turn your camera on and get prepared to give your presentation. You may start whenever you're ready.
Imagine living in a world where the air is black and you have to wear a gas mask to protect yourself from pollutants. This is the possible future if the EV tax credit is banned. What is the EV tax credit? The EV tax credit is a rebate or a partial refund the US gives you whenever you trade in or buy an EV. The US is planning on discontinuing the EV tax credit by the end of September. The tax credit helps people want to buy EVs, and if they don't, gas cars will continue to emit harmful gases into the atmosphere. Thus, the US should continue the EV tax credit because electric vehicles are better for the environment and, with the rebate, cheaper. Electric vehicles are better for the environment. Electric and hybrid vehicles have less emissions in their total lifespan than gas cars. According to Earth.org, if all cars became electric, global emissions would be cut down by 20%. The initial carbon footprint of electric vehicles is greater than gas vehicles, but electric vehicles do have less emissions in their total lifespan than gas vehicles. Furthermore, EV tailpipe emissions are zero. With greenhouse gases lowered, the world's carbon footprint also goes down, resulting in cleaner air. Why do we even care about cleaner air? Electric cars reduce and eliminate emissions, resulting in that cleaner air. This ties back to my introduction, where I described a world full of black air and pollutants. Would you want to live in a world like that? Although the production of batteries and EVs do cause pollution, there are ways to recycle batteries. The US shreds them so they can turn into pottery or ceramics. And this is important because instead of burying them, which leak into the ground and cause water to become toxic, the US recycles them. Secondly, with the tax credit, EVs become much more economical. The IRS, also known as the Internal Revenue Service, states that the maximum credit you can get is $7,500. Your annual gross income has to be less than $150,000, though. There are some exceptions for heads of households and married couples filing jointly. The minimum credit is $3,751. The tax credit influences more people to buy electric vehicles, and if the tax credit is banned, electric vehicle production will go down. The Transportation Research Institute found that gas per year was $1,117, and charging for EVs were only $485. This means that electric vehicles are 2.6 to 4.8 times more efficient than gas vehicles, according to the Department of Energy. Since electric vehicles use less energy, the $632 saved on gas can be spent to cover the entire cost of the car. Thus, electric vehicles are better to buy because they save ample money. My uncle, a two-time customer from Tesla, stated that the the EV tax credit was a helpful and valuable bonus. He said that he bought the electric cars because of the lower of the fossil fuels, but the savings on gas and the rebate were important in covering the entire cost of the car. This shows that the electric vehicle tax rebate benefits everyone who buys them. It could be for the hope of improving the environment or for the rebate. In conclusion, the US should continue the tax rebate because electric vehicles are eco-friendly and cost-effective. If all vehicles became electric, emissions would be cut down by 20%. Furthermore, electric vehicles save almost $650 of gas per year. Ultimately, if you're ever looking for a new vehicle, buy an EV because living in a world with impure air is not sustainable for overall health. Thank you.
Wonderful job, Olive. Thank you for sharing that. Next, we're going to move straight into ovnis. Turn your camera on. Wonderful. And you may begin when you are ready.
Foreign languages, extremely interesting and one of the biggest flexes you can have. Do you have any idea how much of French culture I've personally learned over the last 2 years of studying the language? I've learned about popular customs like bisous or love locks. Nevertheless, languages aren't only helpful for connecting people, they also help you on the inside. This is why foreign languages should be taught in elementary school because it increases cognitive function and younger children have been proven to learn these languages easier. First off, foreign languages help cognitive function, which in turn improve brain flexibility. According to a paper written by Unisaba et al., students who have learned foreign languages have increased cognitive function, problem-solving skills, and creativity, which in turn impact and raise their academic achievements and critical thinking skills. Now, these benefits are huge, and cognitive functions are extremely important. Cognitive functions help you throughout your life in jobs and higher education, and starting children earlier is essential. Additionally, these benefits have been proven to help you throughout your life, even after the peak, by delaying the early onset of dementia and Alzheimer's. Secondly, according to Snoyer, who is a renowned educational speaker, when she was in France and learning French, she was able to connect with the locals and learn their language and culture, and additionally, at the same time, reflect on her own culture and language. Now I know, it doesn't sound like she gained much. At most, it sounds like she gained a few friends and maybe a tiny bit of history. But here's the thing. When she was connecting with the locals, she was doing this thing called socializing. Socializing is a proven brain stimulant, and when your brain is stimulated, it has a higher register for things like memory, problem-solving skills, and creativity, all the same benefits as listed before. Additionally, when you do socialize with other people, your brain and body release dopamine and oxytocin, which impact and raise your mental health. Lastly, younger ages have been proven to learn languages easier, and when younger ages do learn these languages, they learn them better, faster, and more accurately. According to a study done by MIT, children under the age of 18 have a higher probability of acquiring native-like grammar. Now I know, the range between birth and 18 is huge, and the age when most public schools start teaching these languages, aka 11 to 13 years old, do technically fall under that spectrum. Starting children earlier is so much better. Have you ever heard of the term, the early bird gets the worm? This is the exact mentality that we want to apply to this topic by starting children earlier rather than later. Additionally, starting them earlier in life will allow them to gain a stronger foundation, equating in more confidence in their language skills instead of hiding them away like a skeleton in a dark closet. Lastly, according to Asher et al., the younger a child is exposed to a language, the more likely they are to gain a native pronunciation. This ties off the whole reason why we want to start children earlier. They can easily learn these languages, as been proven before multiple times. And additionally, exposing them to these benefits earlier is so much better for them rather than waiting 11 more years until starting them. To conclude, foreign languages should be taught in elementary school because it increases cognitive function, and younger children have been proven to learn these languages easier. So maybe after this meeting, this speech is playing on repeat in the back of your mind. And at that point, I'm flattered. Maybe your phone is buzzing and you check the notifications and your finger slowly drifts down to the App Store. Maybe you download Duolingo or Language Drops, and bonus points if you make it a fun family night activity. And remember, unlike Good Girl's Guide to Murder, this is actually useful. Thank you.
Excellent work, Avni. Love that pacing. Now we'll have our final speech from Emerson. Emerson, go ahead and turn your camera on. Great. Get yourself ready, and whenever you are prepared, you can begin your speech.
Hawking once said, "The development of full artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race." AI is very dangerous because of misinformation, unfair outcomes, and AI can have a negative impact on human skills. Misinformation is a big reason why AI is dangerous. According to NewsGuard, which tracks fake news sites, AI-enabled sites increased by 10 in 2023. This shows that you can't trust AI sites because you can't tell what AI sites are fake and what sites are true. This matters because people are becoming misinformed when they are reading these fake AI sites. AI tools make it significantly easier to spread false content. This shows that people are believing the wrong things shown on AI. Another reason why AI is very dangerous is unfair outcomes. Have you ever had someone you know cheat on a test using AI? Sometimes, if this person cheats, it can have an impact on you. Humanities and social sciences communication says, "The decisions made by AI are shaped by the initial data it receives. If the underlying data is unfair, the resulting algorithms can prolong bias, incompleteness, or discrimination, creating potential for widespread inequality." This shows that using unfair data from AI can lead to biased results. An example of how AI is biased is Amazon having to stop using a recruiting tool after finding out it was biased toward women. This tool was trained on historical data where technical roles were normally filled by men. This shows that AI is not always correct. My last reason why AI is very dangerous is AI can lead to a downfall in human skills. In a report titled "Generative AI Can Harm Learning," researchers at the University of Pennsylvania performed a study where students who used AI on practice problems performed worse on tests than students who did not use AI. This shows that humans are starting to rely on AI and it's having a negative impact on their skills. An article by the Humanities and Social Sciences communication says, "The data analysis findings show that AI significantly impacts the loss of human decision-making and makes humans lazy." While some people believe that AI increases our skills, most people believe that AI has a negative impact on our skills and talents. All in all, AI is very dangerous and should be limited because of misinformation, unfair outcomes, and AI having a negative impact on our skills. So when we use AI, we must be careful and be aware of the dangerous parts of AI. Thank you.
Well done to all of our campers. Thank you so much, parents, for viewing the showcase and watching all of the hard work that they put into these speeches. Thank you also for all of your support and for the behind the scenes work that made this possible. So we will go ahead and end the live stream here, and I will be sending a follow-up email that will include the link to the slides that we presented for today for you to be able to see the certificates and the additional opportunities for future debate that are provided in those slides. Students, go ahead and stick around. I'm going to end the live stream here.